we are going to make Florida water, like I promised. Okay, so I have gathered the ingredients here, and we're going to go over the ingredients first, and then we'll move on to the actual execution of the Florida water. But first and foremost, hello, how are you doing? This is Kiki with Kiki's Garden of Life. Here we talk about everything. First, we don't start our day off without coffee, tea, or some type of caffeine. If you don't like caffeine, that's perfectly fine. You're still welcome here. But, you know, that is something that I can't relate. But anyway, it's all good. And we talk about everything. We talk about life. We talk about plants. We talk about books, spirituality, healing. There's so much that I want to get into with this channel. So hopefully you will be here with me as we dive deep into life. But today I wanted to go over Florida water and what that is. If you don't know, Florida water is a spiritual tool that is used in the spiritual community for blessings. It's something that I like to use in different parts of my house, like after I do a cleansing, say like with sage or, you know, rosemary or whatever. Once we get all the bad vibes out, then I like to go ahead and sprinkle a little Florida water here and there, put it in my mop bucket when I mop my floors, maybe even wash my bed sheets in it, sprinkle it in my room in the corners, just for, you know, to bless the environment or the space, and to just, you know, allow good vibes and blessings to come in. Who doesn't want all that good stuff, right? So with that being said, first and foremost, what you want to do is you want to get you a container to hold your Florida water in, something that is sealed, so that way it doesn't evaporate or leak out. Here I have these 38-ounce jars that I got off of Walmart's. All right, so picking up where I left off, jars, 38-ounce jars that are sealed tight, so nothing leaks out, nothing evaporates. I got these off of Walmart's website. It was only like two for like $10, so very cheap, or very inexpensive. I don't like to use the word cheap. Start off with your citrus peels. Here I have orange, lemon, and lime peels. Those are the important ingredients. That's like the most important ingredients. Then you're going to make sure that you have your alcohol. I am using 100 proof vodka. As you can tell, this is the Aristocrat. It's not one of the more expensive brands. That's not necessary. Get you something that's affordable. You're not going to drink it. All right. We're also going to be adding in some lavender because we are blessing our homes with this and using it for the ideal blessing. We definitely want calm. I'm going to add in some rose to mine as well for love in any capacity, self-love, love between me and, you know, my home, my environment, welcoming in love. We're going to use rosemary because rosemary is one of those herbs that will enhance anything that it touches. So it's just going to bring in even more of good stuff. I'm going to add in some cloves. Cloves are for prosperity. Think of coins. Star anise, also regarding prosperity. Definitely adding in some cinnamon, because cinnamon, as we know, is all about prosperity, good fortune, abundance. I'm going to add in some chamomile. You don't have to, but I am. Those are the things that I'm going to add in. And then I'm going to add in some herbs because I want to intensify this Florida water to be potent, right? Okay, so I'm going to add in some comfrey leaf, which is about magical healing and protection. I'm going to add in red clover, which is fidelity and love. I'm going to add in lemon balm. Lemon balm it says love potions and aphrodisiacs, but you know, I'm not trying to put a love potion on anybody, but anything that has to do with love and I just love that. I just love love, okay? Unconditional love. In my home especially. Because this is where I feel good at. This is where this is my safe space. And so I want it to be filled with all of those beautiful energies of calm and love and prosperity and abundance. So catnip, love and happiness. We're going to add in some St. John's wort, which is protection and happiness. And hyssop, which is purification and lightens the vibration. So good light vibrations. And I'm also going to add in some jasmine flowers as well. So those are the ingredients that I'm going to add into my Florida water concoction. And I'm going to use these jars right here to drain it or strain it into, not drain. I'm going to drain it first and then we'll strain it into these jars right here. They have the little locking lid on them as well. So perfect for storage of your Florida water, because these will help it, once again, like I said, not to spill out and not to be, not to evaporate over time. I did get these from the Dollar Tree. They were $1.50 a piece. The particular Dollar Tree that I went to had a ton of them, different ones. So you can pick and choose which ones, you want to use. But yeah, that's what we got for right now. We have our incense here, and what we want to do now is we want to just go ahead and cleanse out the container that we're going to be using. There we go. Cleansing out any residual energy that might be lingering from any past packaging, because these are new, but we're gonna create this vessel that's going to be full of, once again, blessings, and our intention is to create it from a space that is cleansed and clear, so that we can bring in the energies of abundance and prosperity and unconditional love into our container and into our Florida water. All right, so now that we have our ingredients, we're gonna go ahead and start to make our Florida water. We have our container. I'm only gonna do one container today because I just had to order some more. I had to order more roses. So, but I should have enough for this one right here. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our citrus peels. And you wanna add enough that, you wanna add enough for it to steep, but you don't wanna add too much because you wanna leave room for other goodies. All right. I always listen to the ancestors and let them tell me how much to add, because, what do I know? So we're going to go ahead and add some of our lavender. It's just a bunch of lavender at the bottom. There we go. I need to put lavender on my list as well of more herbs to get. You can add the sticks and all if you have the whole ones. That's what, it doesn't matter because we're going to drain it after a while anyway. So we're going to go ahead and add our flowers, our roses. We're going to add, it already smells good. We're going to add some star anise. Add a handful of those. I told you, just, let your intuition and your ancestors guide you when it comes to how much. Do what feels good. I'm going to add in some cloves. I don't feel like messing with those right now. We're going to add in the chamomile. I should probably bring my camera closer. Let me slide you up a little bit so you can really see what's going on here. Oops, I'm sorry. All right, so got all of that. Let's add some rosemary. I love the way rosemary smells. Oh. All right, I'm gonna add one of these. Which one has more? Guess they all have the same. I'm gonna add my cinnamon in, if I can get it open. All right, and for some reason, oh yes, oh, it smells so good. All right, so now we're gonna just add in a little bit of the other herbs that I told you about, just a little bit, nothing crazy. I'm loving how it's looking already. It's so pretty. And this is, you know what? Okay, so we're gonna finish adding our herbs. So I just wanna make sure that everybody is taking care of themselves right now. Mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. It's been a lot going on recently in, the world, and, maybe in your own personal life. And so, we have to sometimes just take extra care of ourselves and make sure that we're not taking on more than, what we're able. We should be using discernment when we say yes. I don't know who needed to hear that, but that felt like something that needed to be said. But no matter what, taking care of yourself is not an option. It is the priority, okay? You are a priority in your own life, first and foremost. I know it's easier said than done sometimes. It's easier said to, take time for yourself, get enough sleep, drink enough water, say your affirmations every day, get enough exercise, get your steps in. But I think as long as we set time for our side to do at least one nice thing for ourselves every day, even if that's waking up 10 minutes earlier and having your coffee in a quiet room where you don't have to answer emails, you don't have to get the kids ready for school, you don't have to do anything but sit there and just enjoy your coffee or your tea or your water or your soda, whatever it is that you're into. I'm not here to judge, I'm just here to support you. We're just gonna pour all these in here. And make sure that you're taking care of yourself. All right, so this is what it's looking like. Isn't that cute? I love the aesthetic. I love the aesthetic. And I love how it smells. It already smells good. And it's gonna smell good when we finish doing what we are doing. But we're gonna add some purified water to this. I'm going to do 3 parts alcohol, 1 part what? I'm sorry. I'm going to do 3 parts alcohol, 1 part water, if that makes sense. So I'm eyeballing it. got our alcohol. Ooh, I know this is strong because 100 proof. Woo! Oh my God. Makes my chest hurt and I didn't even drink it. I only smelled it. All right, so we're gonna pour this in. Okay, so we filled it all the way up. It is nice and full. Now we're going to snap the lid on. Feel like I should add maybe just a little bit more. I just want to make sure that all of the ingredients that we just added to this container are covered in the alcohol water concoction. Can you see? Now, we're gonna let this bad boy sit for 3 weeks, 21 days, and then we'll come back and we'll drain it